Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an interview with Jeff Esswein, Vice President for Strategic Accounts and Digital at Freemotion. Freemotion, of course, are part of Icon Health and Fitness, one of the world's largest health and fitness companies. Freemotion itself are one of the most recognized names in equipment manufacturing across the fitness and wellness world and have just launched their new IFIT platform. We'll talk about IFIT, we'll talk about all things digital and the rest just after this short introduction video, and then Jeff and I will get going.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm Hannah Eden, your IFIT trainer. We're gonna get fit.
3, 2, 1, and let's go to work.
Insane incline here.
Here we go, up and out of that saddle. Up we go.
Oh, we in the zone now.
Do not just coast through this. I want you to power.
This is teamwork. We're in this together now. When I take that resistance up, it really changes the game.
Remember, it's not supposed to be easy. Let's climb. Let's work. Let's push.
A little up, a little down, a little flat.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's take it up to a nice, easy jog here.
This is what's making us better.
We're doing this together. I feel what you feel.
It's not easy, but you gotta stay with me.
Guys, we gotta keep climbing. You and I, we're getting better together. Are you ready?
Thank you so much for working so hard with me.
You are powerful, you are majestic, you are a thing of beauty. Make it worth it.
Jeff, thanks very much for joining us here. Exciting times for Freemotion, exciting times for IFIT. Can you give us a little bit more insight into IFIT? I know for some people it's a bit of a mystery, but it's an incredibly fast-growing brand. What are its features? How is it engaging its members?
Yeah, Ross, thank you for having us. On behalf of obviously Freemotion, IFIT, and Icon, we certainly appreciate being part of your summit. And IFIT is truly an engaging platform. That's what it is. It's an engagement platform, digital fitness engagement platform that has thousands of activity videos that users can use. And they can either be live, they can be on demand. They can actually draw out their own course if they want, but it's, in reference to global workouts, in 7 different continents, 55 different countries throughout the world. Studio classes. So if an individual wants to take a studio class, either on a bike or a treadmill or elliptical, the studio classes are there as well. And then the other feature is Google Maps. And so we have one of the biggest relationships with Google, and anywhere in the world that Google has been, you can actually map out a course and follow that course through. And so when we look at IFIT is sort of that overarching platform of technology that allows basically us or anyone to follow an individual's fitness journey. So the location becomes agnostic to where it's anywhere, any place, at any time, which is really unique. And so when I look at, if somebody says, hey, what is IFIT? To me, that's what IFIT is.
Now, you've created such an expansive content library. Many operators will be quite jealous of the fact you've got so much content behind you. How is the content working for you in terms of where are you building it up next? You've obviously got strong content, ones that are really working quite well. What's working well? What's up with the next development of the content pipeline? And what are you doing to make it so unique?
Yeah, it's a great question. IFIT has been working on content for the last 8 to 10 years. And the expansive library that you talked about has grown into, and I mentioned it before, over 16,000 videos. And so continuously, that's the nice thing about the platform, is it's evolving. And the evolution of digital fitness and the evolution of IFIT is that it just continues to expand. And so as we find consumers are looking for something specific, we actually are able to provide that. But the really great thing about IFIT is that it's progressive led, it's coach led, to where we have hundreds of world-class coaches, trainers that actually walk an individual through what that specific workout is going to be. And as the library expands and as we look for more ways to expand what IFIT can be, we just did, as an example, a live feed from Mount Everest. And so one of the new series will be actually trekking Mount Everest. But we did a live, no different than some of the other content providers out there that provide live classes, we actually provided a live trek from Mount Everest.
Let's look at from an operator's perspective. In the past 12 months, they have been pushed, sometimes kicking and screaming, but obviously willing for the most part, into this new hybridized digital landscape. There's fitness technology, connected fitness all around them. A lot of them are making good use of it, but some, of course, have still to take that step and maybe commit to a long-term digital strategy. What do you think is missing there in the mindset and maybe the understanding of this market and why they have to take this leap of faith sometimes?
Yeah, I think that the pandemic has forced us to look at digital fitness in a different way. And I think before, a lot of operators globally have looked at, hey, how do I integrate digital fitness into my four-wall facility? And I think what we all faced over the last year is just, it has brought it to the front of the table, or to, basically, it is the hottest thing that everybody talks about. And I think that when operators are looking at it, digital fitness means something different to everyone. And sitting on calls like this today, or talking to other Rex Roundtable, members that I'm, part of, everybody has a little different of a spin on what digital fitness means to them. I think the important thing, though, is that digital fitness to everyone needs to mean that, A, it gives you an opportunity to stay connected to people when they're inside your facility, outside your facility, on the go. If they're, one of the things that you just said in reference to the hybrid model, and I think that's important, is that, club operators and owners need to look at, their four-wall facility, as a club without walls. How do we currently today, drop the four walls of our facility and manage this fitness community as a community? And to me, that's what digital fitness provides. And IFIT is a very good way in order to do that. And the reason why I say that is because, we touched on it on the last question, just from a content standpoint. It's not easy creating content. If you look at some of the other industries that are out there, I think everybody learns that, hey, I want to be in the content business, but it's got to be content that provides experiences, to where people are, Netflix has done a phenomenal job with it, because the series that they've created, it gets people hooked to where they want to come back, for the next series or the next episode. And it's no different with IFIT. IFIT has created these series to where if you're, running a 10K, or if you're running a marathon, or if you're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, or if you want to take a walk through Egypt, it's created phenomenal content to where you're able to go into one event or one episode and you want more. And so for club owners and operators, I think this is really important, because if you can get everybody knows the club business, which is, A, how do I keep my people obviously from leaving the facility? Once I get them, how do I retain them? And a good way to retain people is obviously keep them active, and the way that you keep people active is you keep them participating. And I think that any platform that's out there, when you can create, habits to where people, feel like, hey, I am so, into what I just did that I'm going to come an extra day during this week for an extra workout. Or I was only able to get into the facility twice this week, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to, do the third episode because I really like, what this has brought to me. And I think that's the difference. I think that people, from an operator standpoint, they need to embrace it. It's something that's not going to go away. It's something that, individual owners and operators, I think they're trying to figure it out. And I think that you need to partner with the right partner, because, some people feel that, hey, if I put a class on Facebook Live, then I'm checking the box in digital fitness. I tend to, difference in that a little bit, because I don't really think that's what digital fitness is. I think digital fitness is where you can provide a platform and you can follow the individual through their fitness journey, no matter, where they are. So it's anytime, anywhere, any place. And, like I said, it's in the facility, it's at home, or it's on the go.
What challenges, Jeff, do you think digital fitness, digital wellness has to overcome in the next couple of years? It's been such an incredible growth for this whole marketplace, new technologies, new players, a wave of new capital coming in, which is so exciting to see. But no doubt, as with any growth, there'll be growing pains and there'll be challenges that we all have to overcome. What do you see on the horizon, and how can we work together to overcome those?
Yeah, I think there's some major challenges, right? Nothing's easy. And it's, it's partnering with the right partners, which makes, I think, the execution of any type of technology, providing the solution and providing the product to an individual, owner, operator, whoever it is that it needs to be executable. It needs to be something that, look, owners and operators, they're not content developers. They run and operate facilities. You've done it, Ross. I've done it. That's the business that you're in. And so it is going to be difficult. And, I think technology is going to allow us to fast forward. It's going to allow us to continue to grow as an industry, continue to work with consumers in a much broader scale, to where instead of just having, the 5,000 members that belong to our one individual facility, that 5,000 members could be 15,000 people, where some are, on a digital platform and some are in the four walls, or, vice versa, to where they're, interacting. And so I think that to overcome some of these hurdles and to be able to integrate a truly seamless digital fitness platform, you really need to work with the right partners. And I think there's some great partners out there, like IFIT.
Now, the digital content has always been around, I suppose, or certainly content has always been around the fitness market. Whether you look back at VHS or some of this early television content, Jeff, it has been there, but only recently it's taken off truly to be this global, international, multi-billion-dollar industry. Around us, of course, are other industries like sports, media, entertainment, where this has been their business for the past couple of decades. They are experts in this. They know the craft, they know the tricks, they've built huge businesses on the back of this. What can we as an industry take from them? Cross learnings, ideas, cross-pollination of innovation. What can we pull from these industries?
I 100%, look at other industries all the time, Ross. I think that that's how we learn, right? I've always felt that the fitness industry has been a little bit behind on technology, and as technology, has increased at such a rapid pace, the fitness industry has been a little bit late, in my opinion, in how they embrace technology. And so I think today is a great time to start. And you look at, an example of the entertainment industry, right? And in the pandemic, obviously is forced, but even before the pandemic, if you look at a company like Netflix, Netflix, when they first started, they distributed, right? They were a distribution company of DVDs, and the DVDs, you basically got one in the mail, you watched the movie, you sent it back, you got another one. And that's, basically how they did it. Well, when they realized that they could now do this digitally and they could create a subscription-based model, it went through the roof. But besides the pipe side of it, or how they fed the information to the individual consumer, it was really, the key was on the content, right? And I say that all the time, where content is king. And, that's true. Every individual, subscription-based model out there today on the entertainment industry, if it's Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or Amazon, think about that for a second. They're Amazon, who was a truly, category killer in what they did, right? They became a distribution company, but then all of a sudden they're like, well, let's get in the entertainment business. Let's get in the content business. And so they started building content, and they have great content, but my point is that it's the company out there that's going to have, the best of breed, the best quality, the most diverse, truly the most engaging, the most experiential. Whoever has that from a content standpoint, in my opinion, will win the digital fitness game.
let's look 12 months, even 24 months in the future, Jeff. The pandemic is going to come to an end. And I think in many countries, we're starting to see the green shoots of recovery now. There's a lot of money being pushed into this sector now, which is so encouraging to see. A lot of that will be pushed into digital. Where do you think those investments will be made, and where do you think the best returns will be made?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing it right now, Ross. I think that we're seeing, private equity companies, they're doubling down, right? They're making some major investments into not only SaaS model components of this industry, because it's very scalable, right? I mean, that's why the digital market is getting, such an interest from the investment community. If you look at, some of the subscription models that are out there today, I mean, IFIT's a great example. I mean, there's, 1.1 million paid subscribers growing daily that are, currently subscribers, consumers that have subscribed to that model. There's 5 million members that actually are on the IFIT platform. And what I mean by that is that when you buy a piece of equipment through, as an example, through Icon's consumer facing equipment, Proform or Nordic Track, you become a member of IFIT. In the first year, typically that membership is baked into, when you buy the piece of equipment, you get that membership for free. And so there's 5 million people that are on that, already on that platform. And so that's going to continue to grow. And if you look at some of the other, content providers out there, the subscription-based models that are out there, they're having that same hockey stick growth. The investment community, in my opinion, has looked at, sort of, hey, if technology and fitness come together and they actually integrate and they can create a very scalable model, then for us, it makes sense from an investment standpoint. A lot of people have seen, the industry where people have invested in the industry and companies have gone public and they've gone back to private and they've gone, because it's a heavy model, right? I mean, it's a very, the bricks and mortar, it's very heavy on the operation side. It's very heavy on, you need every day. It's, you're only as good as the amount of people that you drove into your door that day. And that's, I think when the investment, companies out there, and there's been, obviously some success stories where individual, club operators or companies have done very well, from an investment standpoint. But I think that, as digital and as, they start to integrate more with these bricks and mortar, you'll see even more investment into this industry in the future. It's exciting. I mean, I tell people all the time, Ross, you've been in this industry for 30 years. I've been in this industry for 30 years. And, it's an exciting time to be in this industry.
Couldn't agree more. And it's exciting to see some companies coming up now that we believe can actually impact the lives of more than just a traditional club. I think if you're in this industry, there's never been a better time to do so, Jeff. One closing question, I'm going to turn the spotlight back on IFIT and back on Freemotion. 12 months, even 24 months from now, where do you want to be? What does success look like to you in the company?
Yeah, I mean, Freemotion being the commercial fitness provider in the commercial fitness space, commercial equipment provider. We're super, super excited because, we're now able to integrate this awesome technology platform of IFIT into equipment, baked into 22-inch beautiful screens. We just launched a whole brand new line of equipment. And so inside the facility, you're going to be able to take a mass of people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people, and expose them to the experience. And that's truly what it is. And until you actually have an opportunity to get on a piece of connected fitness equipment where IFIT is, on that platform, the experience is like nothing else. To where when I decided this morning to run, and where was I running? In Croatia this morning. My trainer took us through a 45-minute trek. It was probably 5 some miles. And as the terrain and as the topography of the run changed, the incline of the treadmill changed. I never touched a button. I just ran. And so as I was running up a hill, the incline was changing from 0% to 7% to 10%. And as you went up a hill and you're running, your heart rate goes up. And, as you enter other parts of the run, it may speed up or it may speed down just according to, what the individual trainer is doing. The other unique thing is that, IFIT has done is it's starting to learn who that individual is. So as you go through, different programs at different rates in the way that you're exercising, your perceived exercise level, it's actually auto adjusting the machine to you as an individual, which is really, really unique. And so, the answer to your question is, where do I see this going is I see Freemotion integrating more into the commercial club market to where people will be able to experience IFIT. They're going to understand IFIT as a platform of how they can take that home with them, how they can be at their office. And so it's really unique. And so, over the next 12 to 24 months for Freemotion and IFIT, I don't think there's a more exciting time. We're now able to go into, some very large club operators and expose their massive membership bases to this phenomenal, digital fitness experience. And so it's not just what they're going to experience at home or on the go, but it's also through Freemotion, they'll be able to experience it in the facility itself. So 24 months looking down the road, it should be, really exciting times for Freemotion, IFIT, and Icon.
Well, with 1.1 million subscribers, Jeff, and 5 million users, I mean, that is some touch point on the marketplace and helping people live happier, healthier lives. Exciting times ahead for you and the company, and we look forward to being there with you as you chart a new path and expansion across the globe. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today, and all the very best to you and the team.
Thank you, Ross. It's been my pleasure.